So I had to do this video. This video is not just about a product, a tech device. It's about the spirit of rock and roll, which this product that I'm about to talk, the brand that I'm about to talk, brings to the fore. We have all been in a lockdown, COVID-19, life has changed, things have changed. People are, spending more time home. They are relying on content that they are watching on your Amazon Prime and your Netflix of the world and the Disney Plus of the world. And they are investing in certain products that they will be using on a day-to-day basis, whether it is fitness or work from home, attending calls. And that's where, that investment really happens. But before I get into the product, the tech part, I have to talk about the spirit of rock and roll. Now, things have changed. The genres have changed, the times have changed. It has always happened with time, but the golden era of the 60s, the 70s, the 80s is getting lost somewhere. That's where a few brands are stepping in and they are making a change and they are reintroducing the newer generation with that golden era. One happens to be, to your surprise, is Netflix. I'm not saying Netflix is doing that, but the kind of content that is going on Netflix, even on Amazon Prime, is bringing the 80s vibe back. Let's talk about Cobra Kai. Everybody's talking about Cobra Kai nowadays. Cobra Kai is packed with some of the best music of the 80s. And that actually inspires a lot of people to go back in time and start listening to that music. When you go in the rabbit hole of the 80s vibe, there's one brand that you won't miss, and that is Marshall. Marshall was synonymous with live setting, live shows, live concerts, with big massive shows. Founded somewhere in the 60s, the Jimi Hendrix era, and then moving to an AC/DC, a Guns N' Roses, Oasis, Pearl Jam, your Nirvana, all those bands, the big guys that were there. Now Nirvana was in the 90s, but then 70s, Bon Jovi, Def Leppard, Marshall was one brand that was synonymous. Those huge stack of Marshall amplifiers on the stage would always be, it is omnipresent. So now Marshall has decided to reconnect, to reintroduce the brand to the newer generation with products like these that I'm going to be talking about today. This is the Marshall Monitor 2 ANC, a headset that they have come. This is the second ANC product from Marshall and a part of a range of devices that they have, audio devices that they have launched, including the headsets, including Bluetooth speakers from, say, a Woburn or a Oxbridge or even Emberton, a very portable device. So what this does is that it inspires a lot of people to enter the rabbit hole and try to find out what is Marshall about. And that is why I'm here. And that is why I wanted to do this video, because once you do that, you get reintroduced to that golden period of the 70s and the 80s and the rock and roll music. That genre created some of the legends in the industry. Today, rock and roll somewhere has started fading, but brands like Marshall, it packed some of the gems of that period. So I'm very happy to talk about Marshall, because when I talk about it, not just the product that you go after, which smacks of, which is completely rock and roll and retro. This is old meets new, with all the bells and whistles, mind you. There is no compromise in the technology that exists today. This product has everything packed in it, but also the legacy of that period. So we'll do a quick unboxing. I don't want to spend too much time unboxing because there are a dime a dozen videos that you can just search on YouTube and you'll find it. Nowadays we are in a lockdown, we hardly get to go anywhere. So I was wondering where to use the knife. So this is the best place we can do it. Okay, all right. So what do we have in the box? There is information, you have your tech specs, you have your color black. There's a support of a Marshall Bluetooth app and a Google Assistant app. It gives you support. You can download it on iPhone or your Google, whichever way. All right, so clean box, good material, has some information here. All right, one, pause, all right, okay. So we'll go into that later. Okay, snugly packed. All right, so here is the, what else do we have in the box? Okay, this must be the bag, the carry bag. So here are your standard cables. Okay, this is the C-type for charging, and this is the audio jack. Rest we have quick guide, quick start, and the legal safety stuff. All right, so let's just get this off. So this is the Marshall Monitor ANC. Very premium, absolute leather finish everywhere. Very old school, very Marshall. You look at the headband, it's pretty soft, it's very comfortable. You look at the overall good adjustment that can have in the air, it's pretty good. Very comfortable. The ear cups are decently big enough. It should fit most of the ears. If you have a very extraordinarily big ear, you should maybe check online, because check about the product, read about the product a little more, because the Bose N700, NC700, they have got a really big ear cups that are there, but they should fit most of the ears. Pretty much three buttons actually control the entire device. Most of the ANC headsets that are there, the Sony or the Bose, they rely on a touchpad. It's pretty much touch-based everything. But however, Marshall has this beautiful joystick, this brass gold-plated button that's there. Now this joystick moves in a 360 degree. You can it goes up, down, left, right. So this is used for powering up the device, powering off the device. To increase the volume, to decrease the volume, to change your track, skip your track, receive calls, accept, whatever. So this is the button. And then there are these two buttons here, right here. One happens to be, the ANC, and the other one is a Marshall M button. Both the M button, let me talk about it first. This is completely, you can configure through the Marshall Bluetooth app. So this button can be both used for your EQ, and it can be used to control your voice assistant. So you can configure your Siri, your Google Assistant, whatever you use. You can use this button to immediately summon your voice assistant, and at the same time you can use this button to control EQ. So Marshall Monitor ANC has a completely EQ setting app that provides you some modes that are already there, like vocals and jazz, rock and roll, pop, all of that, electronic, it's all there. But you can actually physically toggle and decide on the EQ. So this button helps you have 3 presets of the EQ, which you can switch through with a click of this button. Every time you click, the signature Marshall way, there's going to be a riff that's going to play. There is no voice that will say that this is EQ 1, 2 or 3 or it's a rock pop, but there's going to be a guitar riff, and the riff is going to change 3 times. Now, coming to the other button, it says ANC. This is where there's no points for guessing. This is to control your ANC. A click of a button, it gets activated, it gets deactivated, you immediately switch to an ambient mode. So you are listening to music and you want to have a quick chat, you press the button, it goes on the ambient mode, and you can clearly listen, and the music goes to a pause. You're done with your conversation, you press the button and you go back to your music. It's as simple as that. So no nonsense, pretty simple, straightforward. A joystick, a physical joystick, you're in control, there is no miss that it did not work. You get an instant gratification and satisfaction with this button. So that's what the Monitor ANC is about. Now, it is rugged. So I think somewhere that is the reason why Marshall decided to not pack a hard case with it. What happens here is that there is a denim, very old school, good quality, with a soft inside finish. Pouch that comes with this gives a very old school feeling to this. There is no organizer, there is no cable organizer here. So you basically, fold your device, you dump it in, you dump all your wires in, and you throw it in your bag that you carry. However, it's extremely disappointing. There should be a hard case. You're spending 27K INR. It's a premium headset. It's right there in the category, $330 device. I mean, there should be a hard case. It's a no-brainer. It should have been there. Maybe in Monitor 3, ANC or ANC2 or whatever they name it, probably they will throw in a hard case. Now, what else comes with this? So there are 2 cables that come. One is a 3.5 mm audio jack. It's a pretty good cable, and it's a coil cable, so you can actually stretch it. It's pretty, again, old school rock and roll. Now, here is your audio jack. You just put it in, your battery gets drained, your Bluetooth is not working, you can just plug it in and you can start using your device. And this is the good part, the fantastic part, that this has a USB-C charger and it provides you with a quick charging. The details will be there on the screen. Marshall promises that the C charge will in 15 minutes will give you about 5 hours of backup. So the USB-C cable is a 1 meter cable. That's very cool because you take a Sony XM3, I mean a cable of this size, I mean this tiny cable really comes with it. I really don't know what is one supposed to do with it, but this has a 1 meter cable, which is pretty good, and it's a high quality, very carefully covered at the bends and all of that. I think this cable is going to last for a long time. So it's a pretty good cable. So this is what basically comes in the box. This is pretty straightforward and extremely premium in terms of what this is.